Well, here is another movie by the Kendrick Brothers, and I'm going to go into really detail about my serious, and I really mean this, guys, my genuine thoughts about this movie. So let's roll that synopsis, let's roll my intro, and let's talk about The Forge. See you soon. The Forge synopsis. After graduating from high school without any plans for the future, Isaiah receives a push to start making better life decisions. Hey guys, and welcome to my new movie review. As you heard in the synopsis of this movie is about a kid who finishes high school and he needs to get on the right path. Now, for anyone who's been following my channel for any period of time, welcome back. So good for you to be here. I really appreciate you clicking this link, as I always do. So good for you to be here. Thank you. And for those who are new to my channel, welcome to my movie review. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Just a really quick heads up for my new viewers and slash followers. I don't do spoilers in my movie reviews at all in any way, shape or form, because in my personal opinion, I just don't think that spoilers are fair in a movie. However, this movie technically, realistically doesn't have them. Like, not really, but I get how some things can, out of context, be taken as a spoiler. So I'm not going to talk about it. When I do talk about a film, guys, and I talk about a specific scene in a movie, and I really want to try and paint that picture in your head, if you've seen the movie or you're about to see the movie, then when I explain it to you in the way that I do, I talk about it contextually, so that I give you a visual palette to go in by. So if you've seen the movie, you know exactly the scene I'm talking about. And if you haven't seen the movie, when you see it, then you're like, yeah, that's the scene you were talking about. So no spoilers, but all contextually. Without further ado, I need to get this off my chest. Don't get me wrong. This is a beautiful film, okay? I just need to say that out front. I enjoyed it to the max. I really appreciated this film, and it's beautiful. This film is definitely not one of their home runs. It really isn't. And then for those of you who don't know, the Kendrick Brothers, their film ethics is all about spiritual connection to their films, and they really strongly focus all their messages faith-based. So those of you who don't know, this is a faith-based film. This is a film faith-based, so it's beautiful, it's got a lot of heart, it's very biblically driven, and I don't mean biblically driven in the context of this. I don't mean biblically driven like the Ten Commandments. I don't mean biblically driven like The Chosen. I don't mean biblically driven like that. I mean biblically driven in today's society and today's time. Very different way of looking at it, and they have a very unique perspective of showing us that their perspective of how their filmmaking ways really do drive these movies forward. And there's a few, and unfortunately quite a few things that I'm going to talk about in this film that I didn't like and appreciate at all, and I just didn't think it landed at all, but I'll get to that soon. I don't know what happened. I'm going to talk about this scene, and I'm just going to explain this scene to you, and I don't understand how this happened. I really don't get how this happened. There's a scene in this movie, and it's literally the last act of the movie. It's in the last act of the movie, and they're in a warehouse. Okay, they're in it so when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So those of you who don't know, which you wouldn't know unless you've studied film and television, color grading. Now I'm about to intentionally do something right now. My skin definition and all that sort of stuff right now is very pale because I'm a white person. So it's very pale. What I'm going to do in the next 3 to 4 seconds, I'm actually going to color grade what you're looking at right now, okay? And you're going to, the reason why I'm saying this is because you're visually going to notice it, okay? So for the introduction of me opening this review to now, okay, is going to be a different color grade to the rest of the review, okay? And now, you saw the difference because I pointed it out. My skin tonality is it's darker. I've changed it. Now, what I just showed you there, I don't understand what happened. But what I just showed you is what happened in this film. So I'm watching this scene in the warehouse. And it's heading towards the end of the movie, so that the tension is rising, the action is heightened, and one character is talking to another character, and right in front of me, I literally see them color grade it, and I was like, I literally thought to myself, what happened just then? I think. It was a completely unintentional color grade moment, but it was. The color grade of the color changed literally while I was watching the scene, and it was like they just like it was almost like a just do it effort, and no one will bring it up and no one will recognize it. I did because I've studied film and television. And I know this stuff, and editing is, my passion. I know this is nitpicking, and it's in the big scheme of things, it has nothing to do with the movie. However, I picked it up, and I don't know if it was just the cinema that I saw it in, which is why I'm really tempted to go back, not tomorrow, maybe on Monday, Tuesday, and rewatch this film because of that. Because I want to see if I see it again, I'm going to be like, oh man, that's crazy. We'll see how we go, but that's what happened in this movie for me. And I picked up on it really quickly because my eyes just went, what? They just color graded that. Like it was fine, and then all of a sudden the colors just popped a little bit more. I'm like, what is happening right now? But I know that's nitpicking. I get that that's nitpicking, but let's talk about more of this film and the stuff that I really didn't work for me. And I mean, it really didn't work for me. The first act of this film, guys, I'm not gonna lie, and it's really hard for me to talk like this. It really is. I genuinely find it difficult to talk negatively, especially about faith-based films, because I myself am a man of faith. I have great faith. I've experienced things in my life which I won't get into, because that's a very long topic. It's a very long conversation, and we're talking about the movie, not me. But I have experienced things, and it's very, very difficult to talk to my audience, talk to you guys negatively about beautiful movies like this and things that I really found jarring and I didn't like. However, I'm going to be honest and completely transparent with you guys, because that's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. And so I'm going to tell you this. Especially the opening sequences, to honestly, and I really mean this, the first act of this film, honestly, a lot of the film has this, it's very, very, very the same in a lot of the film, but the first act was really dominant with me, is the dialogue execution for most of their lines. And I really mean that. It was really noticeably bad. It was really noticeably scripted. Really noticeably scripted. To the point where it really was cringeworthy, guys. It really was. And I get it. These aren't A-list Hollywood actors. I get that. I completely understand that. I totally understand that. However, they're still acting. They're still trying to win us over by telling us a character story-driven, faith-based story for us to be intrigued and keep the audience engaged the entire film. But when the audience doesn't even buy the character chemistry, and anyone who's been following me for any period of time, you know, I love character chemistry. It is the glue. It is the glue that holds movies together. You can have the most amazing CGI and like, wow, check that out. You can have the most amazing audio back, the amazing theme music in it. But if a movie doesn't have palpable, realistic, and authentic character chemistry, the movie falls flat on its face because we get bored. It doesn't work. We're not intrigued. The characters aren't drawing us in with their dialogue execution. The characters aren't drawing us in with their acting presence on screen. And this movie falls really short of that. Really short. The message behind the movie is so powerful. The message behind the movie is so driven. And the message behind the movie is so incredibly real. And for today's world. However, the message isn't everything. And if you want to captivate the audience, and I know that this is a very specifically targeted audience. I understand that. I really do get that. However, that doesn't justify anything. That doesn't justify anything, guys. Even if your movie is what you think it's gonna be, it needs to be driven by the character chemistry. It needs to be driven by the character's acting presence on screen. Because if it's not, we don't buy it. We really don't as an audience. And especially the amount of movies that the Kendrick Brothers have made. And I'm just going to start putting their posters up around me here. This is all the movies, guys, that the Kendrick Brothers have made. I'll leave them up for a while just so you get an idea of the movies that they've made. These are the movies, guys, that the Kendrick Brothers have made. These are the movies that I've seen. I think I haven't seen every single one of them because as I was looking through the Kendrick Brothers, filmography, there was a lot that I didn't even realize that they had any part of. But they play big production role characters in a lot of these films. And it's not drastic. Like, it's not drastic to the point where you as an audience like, However, there's a moment in this movie when, again, the stakes become high and it's really, really close, very, very close to the point of where I told you about they're in the warehouse, that scene, where a character is on the phone. He's on the phone, and I don't know what it was. I was really trying to dissect it in the cinema while I was watching it, and I don't know what it was, but there was something about that lead up to that scene for me as an audience member that I really said to myself, I'm done. Like, you need to wrap it up now because I'm done. And when I saw the timestamp of this film, it actually goes for 2 hours and 4 minutes long. When I realized that, that's what made me go, that's why. Okay, they stretch the rest of this story out. The end of it has the most beautiful, powerful, incredible, amazingly uplifting moment, and just incredibly team building, team effort, wonderful storyline, truly, in a movie. Like, it was just outstanding. However, that's not the be all and the end all of this movie, guys. You know, it's got a great finish. It has a great finish, but the finish is the finish, and you can't rely on the end of a movie. You really can't rely on the end of a movie. Like, it choked me up. I welled up because I just found it so beautifully uplifting and powerful. But as a filmmaker / producers, you can't rely on that. You can't rely on the end game of a film for the audience to go, wow. Like, you have to, from word go, you've got to draw us as an audience along for the ride. And I really understand how hard that is for filmmakers to do. Filmmaking within itself is an absolute feat. Like, it really is a feat to deal with. It's huge. But it's something that has to be done with precision and passion each and every single time. Now, I'm going to talk about a specific character in a scene in this movie. The reason why I'm finding it difficult to tell you guys, it's not a spoiler. And I'm not spoiling anything. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I found the photo that I'm about to drop right now, and I found the photo on Priscilla's Facebook account. Now, there's a scene in this movie where she's in the film, and then she introduces her sister in the film. And I'm about to show you the photo right now of her sister. And I just want to let you know now, I'm not spoiling it. And the reason why I'm really struggling to show you, to make this reveal to you, is because it was on her Facebook account. It was on Priscilla's Facebook account. So that's not a spoiler, because it's open, it's public knowledge, okay? But I'm struggling to reveal this to you because it's a reveal in the movie, but you don't know it until you see the movie. So if you don't want to know what this reveal is, and you believe that I'm spoiling this, I just want to say I'm sorry. I apologize in advance, okay? I do apologize for this, but like, skip the next 10 seconds, okay? Skip the next 10 seconds. So click on the fast forward button 10 seconds, and then you won't see it, okay? So right, and I'll get ready now, okay? For the next 10 seconds, she plays both roles. And I was like, wait, what is going on right now? So it's not a spoiler. There you go. Like I said, guys, if you saw that, it is a spoiler. It is, but it's not, because Priscilla put it on her own Facebook page. Anyway, moving on. It was impeccable. It was well done. I don't understand how they did that scene. I was looking at it as a film lover and editor. I was looking at that scene really meticulously. I was really focusing on it, and I have literally zero idea how they did it. But however they did do it, they nailed it. And I mean, did they nail it in every way, shape, or form. It was outstandingly, brilliantly precise, and just so it was awesome. Like, it really was awesome. Now, this is random. This is super random. It really is. But I need to talk about it, because as a young man, I loved wearing this. Now, I have a passion for fashion. I always have my entire life. Ever since I was a kid, I've always had a passion for fashion. And I can't leave the house without wearing matching clothing. Like, my shoes have to match my shirt. Like, I've my whole life I've always been like that. And one of the things in this film that I really thought was awesome is the lead actor in this movie, this guy. There's a few scenes throughout this movie, just a few scenes throughout this movie, where he's in situations, he's in circumstantial situations, and he wears a blazer, and most people know that as a suit jacket. Same difference. A suit jacket, blazer, sports coat, it's all the same thing. Like technically you can wear it as a suit, like a two-piece, but honestly, wearing a suit jacket with jeans, in my personal opinion, is one of the coolest looks ever. Like it just looks amazing. I love wearing that stuff, especially when in the cooler seasons. Oh, well, I won't even go into that. That's another topic. However, I just wanted to say really quickly, I loved what he wore. I loved his jacket. You know, when he wore his jackets in this, and even the younger gentlemen in this movie, in some sequences, they wear suit jackets with their shirts, and it's like, they just looked really good. Like, really, really good. Honestly, guys, this movie, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it overall. I didn't hate it. I really authentically enjoyed it. Like I said, I just found there's a lot of flaws in this movie. Like I said, just to wrap this up, the character chemistry, not really the character chemistry within itself, but the characters' execution of their dialogue. Again, it didn't work for me. It really didn't work. I get it. They're not A-grade actors. They're not Hollywood actors. This is a faith-based movie, so it's gonna be really different. But I didn't fall asleep. I didn't nod off. I felt just before the last act, I felt it drop very, very, very heavily. Felt it drop. There's sequences in this movie that at the start of the film specifically, the main character has a really, really, really just really dirty, arrogant persona, and he's supposed to. And it works really well. Like, really well for this movie because of what he becomes at the end of this film. Obviously, I won't give that away. But I kid you not, in any way, shape, or form, guys, I wholeheartedly, I genuinely do. I encourage you to see The Forge. I know I've said a lot of negative things about it. I understand that. But the Kendrick Brothers have brought some brilliant, outstanding films out that are just the moral behind their stories. Every single one of their films are so well done. They're so heartfelt written, and you can see it. It's very clear. It's really fantastic. I enjoyed this film. Like I said, I know that I've picked it apart and I've seen a lot of bad things in it. It's not an A-grade movie, unfortunately. In my personal opinion, Courageous, in my personal opinion, and War Room are their two best films, in my personal opinion. If you want to have an incredibly spiritual moment in a film, these two films are 101, 1000% in every way, shape, or form the way to go. I really believe that they'll really hit home, and that's what they're intended to do, truly. You guys are fantastic. I really, really, really hope that I have encouraged you, even though I've given you so much negative stuff. You'll just see it. I know that you'll see it. I really know that you'll see it the way I saw it. And you might not. You might just see this movie completely as it is, and you'll just go in with this with no expectations, like I always go into film, no expectations, and enjoy it. Completely enjoy it. But I'm just going to be transparent. I'm always going to be honest with my audience. I'm always going to be honest with myself. And that's truly my opinion on The Forge. This movie is really well done. I appreciated it. I'm glad that I saw it. I'm definitely going to go see it again. I really hope that I've inspired you to see it, even though I have said a lot of negative things about it. And I do apologize to the Kendrick Brothers in advance. Not that they're ever going to see this review, but I do apologize in advance immensely for letting you guys know about the bad stuff about this movie. But again, guys, I'm passionate film lover, and I'm going to always be honest with you. But again, The Forge Go and see it. Please, please, please go and support this movie. Buy a ticket for a friend. The Kendrick Brothers do like a little promotional spiel right at the end of this film. There is a post-credit scene and you'll love it. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. This is a good movie. I enjoyed it and I encourage you to go see it. Again, I know. You're like, yeah, but you said all that bad things about it. I get it. But it is a good film at the end of the day. I'm just telling you now. I'm just expressing you the flaws that I found in this film. And I'm just going to be brutally honest with you, as always. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for your almost half an hour of your time. I really appreciate that. You know now my thoughts on The Forge. I appreciate your time. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to do all the awesome things and subscribe, like, leave a comment. It helps me out. It helps my channel. Get me over 1,000 subscribers, guys. That would be hugely amazing. I really appreciate that. And until my next review, don't forget who's bringing this movie review. Yes, this is Superman Steve. Loving you guys and appreciating your time. Flying out!